Hi everyone. Hi dear woman. Good to be back. So I'm live with Jennifer Akkad, tuning in for a quick hello, but we really felt called to share this morning um, and be of service to the energies of transformation that are happening in the collective, in our communities, in our own lives. And so really tapping into the concept of confidence in, establishing that confidence in your transformation and learning to create those anchors in the spiral and learning that it's always about up leveling to kind of like a new step. And I like the image of saying like when you're at the top of a new step, you're also at the bottom of the next one. So it's kind of like starting over and really requires humility to to discover like what are you meant to shed, what are you meant to let go, and what you're meant to receive, and trusting that you still exist. You're just closer to your essence. You're closer to who you really are, and you're letting go of those patterns, beliefs, um, and it could be really it could be really old and ancient, and from your family lineage, and sometimes it's like mind connections that really need to be out of the way so that you can serve yourself, serve your families, serve your communities, and offer your gifts, and create what you're meant to create. um, and sometimes when we're in the loop, I consider myself a a transformational expert, and like I've visited this spiral, and it's like at some point you discover those anchors. You recognize the gateways, you recognize the initiations, you recognize the shedding, and it's like there's gratitude that comes for like, thank you for delivering me of that. I don't need it anymore. And it can be like painful to let go of old identities because that's the only way you know how to show up. But when you surrender deeper and in humility of allowing yourself to to shed it, to be vulnerable, and to be curious of what wants to be in the joy also of what wants to be manifested, and knowing that you're taken care of, like there's higher forces that support this transformation, and you can always call in guidance, and tune into the lunar cycle, or the seasonal cycles, or the whatever the portals that are available to you, um, that facilitate this connection. So whether whether you have access to a community, to a circle, that also facilitates connection, right? When there's many people tuning into the invisible and creating a vortex of connection, then you can call in support, to let go of what no longer serves, and really allowing yourself to receive, um, in gratitude and joy, like that next layer of service, that next layer of yourself, that next layer of truth, that gets to be like I would say like effortless, like being you effortlessly, offering your gifts effortlessly in a space of really trust and flow. I would say like organic, also, yeah, tuning into like what's alive right now, and trusting that it's it, so being able to be present with what's true for you now, and what's true for your community that you're serving. So this is what my heart wanted to share as to open up the live for today. And so, Jen, do you want to weave with me into, what's alive for you right now that can support
hmm
our beautiful Women Who Rise Up community?
hmm Yes. Let me tap into it. I'm receiving joy. I'm really in the present moment. This has been the medicine that I've been going back to on a daily basis lately, shedding a lot, like I was sharing last week. And it just keeps on fascinating me, this path. Like just just before this live, I was speaking to Catherine and I was telling her I'm about to cry. Like I am so touched by the shedding. I'm so touched by the mystery and the magic of what this path offers, and the gratitude and the humility that comes with each moment of surrender into what is. And all those words, they sound very spiritual, but concretely, it's a phenomenon that happens in our body. It's not just a theory that we read in a book. It's really a phenomenon. Surrendering has a texture in the body, and gratitude has a texture in the body. And when we bathe into those currents, current of gratitude, the current of surrender, the current of trust, you are so taken care of. Nothing lacks. You just get filled by what I love calling life force. But ultimately, I don't have words for all of this. It's energy. For me, I receive it in textures. I feel it entering my body. It fills my cup, as we say. And from that space, there's more surrender. There's more of, and surrender in my body, how it feels like. It's like my body actually feels like it's going back into the fetus posture, into the womb of my mom. It feels very nurturing. And it tells me, you're about to rebirth, girl. Relax. Let go. Whatever was true yesterday is not true today anymore. Rebirth. And we are using words again for phenomenons that happen. We are trying to explain phenomenons that happen, right? And this is to the best of my capacity how I'm explaining all of this. Then I go into fetus, and what happens is all the thought field that is no longer required for my evolution, therefore the evolution of others, right, gets to die and to crumble. So lately I've been feeling a lot of pressure in my head. Do I get attached to the pressure? No. I'm grateful. It's not comfortable, but I'm grateful because I'm like, wow, look at all this stuff in my brain is getting to dissolve right now. I don't get to know everything that gets dissolved. I pay attention. I love meditating and I create space. And I'm sharing it in the eye just for you to see how we do it, Catherine and myself, like this is part of our routines, And I think I'm frozen. Let me see.
We can still hear you, Jen. So even if you're
Catherine,
frozen,
do you
we
hear
can.
me?
Yes, I hear you.
I'll keep on sharing.
Okay, so I think we lost Jen. So I'll take it from here as Jen was talking about our practice, and I'm gonna close the live with that. Um, what are the tools that can support you when you're in transformation, when you're like in between the steps, when you're shedding the old, and it's really to have a daily practice of cleaning, cleaning the energy field. And this can happen also every given moment of the day as well, but at least to have like a moment in time in the morning and before going to bed where you kind of like receive all the thoughts that came in your field in the day, and then whatever is not no longer serving you or whatever is not true, you can clear it. So let's say there was a thought during the day where you told yourself, "Oh, I'm gonna start, offering my services, and it's aligned with my soul calling." And then some thoughts of judgment came, and like you told yourself, "Oh, you're not good enough. You're not this," or this could be an example of something you want to clear out of the field. Um, because it's not true. So kind of like allowing that to asking for it to be cleared, and so for that the true service is revealed and offered to you, and you can do that also many times during the day, um, where you reground like what is true for me. So you know being grounded and centered is knowing who you are and what you stand for, and constantly going back to like what is true for you inside, and knowing to how to recognize and discern, oh, those thoughts are not true. Those thoughts are not of service to me. And this is how, when I say get out of your own way, this is what I mean. It's not about you. It's about what wants to be birthed through you, and how this is a part of this whole collective transformation where you play your own role. You know, when you what you receive, you allow it to flow. So this is this is the medicine. This is the exchange. This is the offering from Jennifer and myself for today. We lost Jennifer. Oh, I think she's back. Um, so really tuning into trusting that next layer of truth of yourself, of service that wants to come. Hey Jen, you're back.
Sorry about the Costa Rica internet. I don't know where you were, but I was in
Yeah,
the surrender. Anyway.
yeah. I shared a few tools on how to to do like that energetic cleanse every day or even every moment.
Cool. Yeah.
Um, and also like to going back to the truth of what is real, what isn't, you know, what is aligned, to feel that ground, to feel that center,
Mhm.
so that you know what is no longer required, what is no longer of service, what can be just like cleared out of the field. um, and
Yeah, and this
so
happens, right? It's not we choose to let go. It happens when we surrender in the current. It's just sometimes our mind gets attached even. Oh no, I don't want to let go of this, but really the magic happens when we allow it.
mm, yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up here for today, but we'll be back in 2 weeks and for our weekly live. And in the meantime, sending that current of joy and gratitude for releasing what no longer is required, what you don't have to hold anymore, and you can just allow for more truth and more alignment for yourself and for your family and for your lives and your service. So thank you everyone for tuning in.
Thank
Sending
you.
much love.